Hello, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today I am here with my friend and partner, Ms. Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. We want to welcome you to the conversation today. Today, we're going to be talking tech in language that you can understand. So relax, sit back, let's get started. And, you know, make sure that you have a pencil just in case you want to jot something down that's significant to your specific industry or to your life, because tech can also make your daily life easier. So, with that, we want to say hi to everyone listening on the Clubhouse. For those of you watching live, hey, and for all of you who may be watching on the listening in on the podcast. So, we thank you for your attention, and we're going to get started this morning. Hi, Fran, how you doing?
I'm well. Good morning, Dr. Tachi in the clubhouse, Jeffrey in the clubhouse. And so welcome everybody. Are we ready? Hey there.
Hi, Doc, how you doing?
All
Oh,
right. We're going to get started with this week in tech history. March 20th, 2005, Yahoo acquires Flickr. Anybody still got a Flickr account? Yahoo acquires the company Ludicorp along with its popular photo sharing site Flickr. It's reported that Flickr currently hosts more than 5 billion photos.
oh my goodness.
Okay, I'm trying to get a few of them billions off my phone. And I have to take a day, weekend or something to I'm like, oh, I don't need this anymore. Just stuff that's cluttering, photos that are cluttering up my phone instead of making more room by buying more
Storage.
space storage. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
March 21st, 2006, Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey sends the world's first non-automated tweet.
Mm.
It said inviting coworkers. And the author of this blog says, a note to future entrepreneurs: when doing the first of anything, it may be for posterity, so try to be interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
In other words, make it something that people will always be able to relate to. Okay.
Yeah. March 22nd, 1960, the first patent on a laser is issued to author Leonard Shallow and Charles Hard Towns, who assigned it to Bell Telephone Laboratories. Okay, laser beams are patented. March 23rd, 2001, Mir falls from the sky. The Russian space station Mir burns up in the Earth's atmosphere after 15 years in orbit. The debris that isn't burned up falls safely into the Pacific Ocean. Safe for who? Okay. Between Chile and New Zealand, in a region from which governments had routed planes and ships away. The station, which was launched in 1986, far exceeded its intended lifespan of 5 years.
Yes, I'm thinking 15 years. That's a long time.
Right. And technology has changed a lot. March 24th, 2001, Mac OS X is born. It's the first public version of Mac OS X is released. The code name for this release was Cheetah, although Apple did not start using the code names for marketing purposes until Mac OS 10.3 Jaguar. Final story today. March 25th, 1996, the movie Twister becomes the first feature film put on DVD.
Okay.
And this author says, FYI, it sounds really good in surround sound. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff blowing and flying. I remember Twister and the cow flying and some other stuff.
I went to see that.
That is your week in tech history. Not a lot happening in tech history this week.
Oh, okay.
Not anything spectacular.
Yeah. Mhm. Well, I want you to know that we really enjoy hearing those little nuggets. So like Flickr, I forgot all about Flickr, and I did have an account. Maybe I should go check
I,
and see what's going on over there.
I'm sure I have a Flickr account. Don't know what's happening with it, but
Mhm.
okay.
Yes, and someone over here on Facebook says, "Your hair looks great, Francine Gregory."
Thank you.
We love the hair. Outstanding. Well, I have a couple of things I want to share. And one of them is this technologies that's being developed to help you take care of your house plants. Because
Oh, wow.
I
I'm
am not the
interested.
one. I am not good at house plants. So I'm going to share my screen and describe to you guys what's going on with this new technology. Let's see, can you guys see that? Let me scroll up so you can see what we're talking about here. They've developed a sensor that you put in your plants. Here, that's the picture I want to show. You see, they're watering the plants in this picture.
Hmm.
And what they've done is they've developed a sensor that you actually put in the pot. Can you see it there? It's a
Yes.
little, it's almost like a little what do you call those things where it's solar powered small screen. You stick it down in the plant and it tells you when the plant is needs water, when it's dry, when it's okay, and and when it's too wet.
Oh,
So
you mean so leave it alone?
yes, exactly.
So you figure out a way, okay, stop
Because
touching it.
yeah, because I have committed several plant homicides over the course of my lifetime by overwatering, by forgetting to water it, especially my plants that are outside. I know this one is watching them and it looks like it's for indoor plants, but outside, I mean, during the drought, my garden is just gone. I mean, I had landscaped my whole patio, and because I don't go out there to water it, it took a dive. So I could really use these sensors.
I'm wondering if it tells you if it's getting too much sun or something too, because not putting the plant in the right position is
Exactly.
also not good. And how
Exactly.
about not reading the little sticker thing that comes on the plant that tells you to put
Ow! What
drops
to
of
do?
water or a cube of ice instead of pouring? Oh, it looks dry, and just
You know what I mean? And I just start watering stuff. So
mm.
I just like the fact that this is available. Let me scroll up here and see the name of this company. I think it's called. Hold on. It's called the UK online indoor plant retailer Patch. Says sales soared 500% during the pandemic. So we know that people got into house plants during the pandemic. But I'm looking
Mhm.
for the name of this company because
Patch. The name of the company is
Patch.
Patch.
Mhm.
So I think that's a smart.
this Miss Solar uses a sensor made by German firm Greensense, GREENSENS, for some of her plants. Okay, so that's the name of the company, Greensense.
Oh.
Uh huh.
You know, they did try and teach us how to take care of plants when we were.
Yeah, it connects to an app.
No, but I meant that there was
Mhm.
a time when they tried to teach us how to take care of plants at school. Give it sun, give it water,
They
give
did a
it.
lot of things when we were at school, home ec,
Listen,
typing. I remember taking a typing class
I did
way
too.
back.
okay,
I remember my typing class.
Yeah.
okay. The plant murderer took horticulture.
Uh,
Okay, I actually went and worked. We had a greenhouse in the high school. I
Mhm.
took the course because my grandmother was really good at growing things, and I wanted to stop killing her stuff. So,
Charlene, I found the website if you want me to put it up.
okay, that would be great.
Okay.
Yes, if you put it in there, and I can put the link over here too.
Yes, and so the app allows you to look up characteristics about your plant
So see
and different
that
things like that. Yeah,
there's the app, and then they have a something that goes in the computer, the little USB port.
Right,
yes,
and it tells you about each of the different plants
Mm-hmm.
and
that
what each plant requires.
exactly.
Wow.
And we have that app where you can aim it at the whatever you're looking at. I think it's called nature or whatever. I look on my
You
phone.
you don't have to do nature anymore. The iPhone does it by when you just hold the
Okay, it
when
does
you snap a
identify
picture
stuff.
with the iPhone, it
Yeah.
will tell
I,
you what kind of plant it is.
Yeah.
okay, so
I
there
was
you
like,
go.
oh,
Yeah, that's the Google Lens that
Google
does it.
Lens and
Mhm.
iPhone.
And the iPhone, yeah, both of them.
Both of them do it so that you can tell. I wonder what kind of plant this is. You snap a
Exactly.
picture and it tells you what kind of plant
Okay,
it is.
this is good. So now we have all of that working for us, and now we've got sensors in our plants to give us a red light, green light, yellow light. Something's going on over
Red
here.
light, green light.
So all
Mhm.
of us can have a green thumb pretty much.
Exactly. It's going to help us get there.
Measure the overall feeling of your flowers.
Mm.
I didn't know how the flower feels.
Oh, but remember there was back in the day you used to talk to the
My
plants.
grandmother talked to all her plants, and everything she touched flourished. I mean,
Okay, so let me ask this question, Terry. Were you talking to the plants at
no,
all?
I was not trying to talk to plants.
That's
Okay, maybe
probably
that's where I
why.
went wrong. I wasn't in touch with my plants.
That's probably why they decided no.
Let's use some artificial intelligence to help her, be sensitive to the needs of these plants.
But I think it would work now. Okay, if you kill off a succulent, there's issues.
Look, I am a, what do you call it? Equal opportunity.
You know what? Succulents are actually sensitive. Even though they look like cacti, they're actually sensitive. One false move, bye bye.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah.
I
So
mean,
cactus might be a thing. I don't know.
look, like I said, it didn't matter to me what category it fell in. It was not surviving in this environment. So I would be a prime consumer for this center because I really want more plants in my life.
Well, and because the plants give us oxygen, we give it
You know what I'm
carbon
saying?
dioxide, and it's a trade-off.
Yeah, this is
But
equal exchange.
but that exchange is not happening right now because
See, I like plants, but I need to get to the level where I have someone come in and do my plants for me. Because I'm not going to do it. I think I had a
I
plant
like
years
that
ago and
idea.
it died. So
I
I
like
like the
that idea.
idea, but I would have to have a horticulture, somebody who makes house calls to come and
And,
Oh
and
my
there is
gosh.
there is a company here in Sacramento called that starts with an E, Exotic something
and
rather.
I'm pretty sure that's available here in New York. I said I have to be on the level of. So I got to pay them to come in.
Right,
So,
and that these people will come to your place. They come to the a lot of
right.
businesses had these big, huge
Oh,
plants in the
Mhm.
lobby and stuff, and they would come
That's
and
what I did.
service.
Now because of the pandemic, remember a lot of people are remote working. Were they still? I hope they were still paying for that, but nobody was coming in the office. To
that's
maybe
true.
all the plants are dead in the offices.
I don't
I
know, but
doubt it. I think because they probably were on contract.
well, they're
And
probably on contract with the building
Right.
maintenance, right?
exactly.
So
So
Right.
that's probably part of their maintenance thing. And that's why they keep trying to get people to come back. Have you
okay.
noticed there's been a trend of businesses
Here,
asking people to come
our
back?
mayor gets on TV almost every day telling people to go back to the offices because of the smaller businesses surrounding the larger corporations that they're not. Those smaller businesses aren't making it because
Flourishing.
nobody's coming in.
There's no foot traffic.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no foot traffic. The
Wow.
the vendors on the street. We got lots of food, food carts on the street, everything, coffee, whatever. And that was a steady
Depends on
flow in the morning, the coffee cart be there and you buy that and a bagel and a this and it. So those guys haven't, foot traffic. So
Yeah.
But they made a switch. They made a shift during this time, and they were doing deliveries and things. So they're still, they may not be doing as much.
But see, my thought during this whole thing, especially in New York, was if you had people coming to you, now you had to figure out how to go to them.
Right.
You had to do the other thing. Now I know a guy with a hot dog cart is gonna have a hard time, but they were like bakeries and other, bigger places. I was like, get the delivery people, the contactless delivery. You don't have to see anybody. We have there's a restaurant we have here up the block. I go online and order, everything's ordered and they leave it on the door. I don't have to see or talk to any delivery person. They get a tip, we pay, and everything through their website.
Right. And Yolanda said foot traffic back in neighborhoods, communities doing better, stronger. And see, that's the thing, because before the companies were doing it, it was in the neighborhood. You went to the neighborhood grocer, and like there's this little bakery. I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go to New Roma Bakery and start buying my bread from them, because I know that it's not packaged and
it's fresh.
It's fresh, and just go to that bakery and buy their bread. And yeah, it might take me out of my way a minute, like if I'm coming from north heading back home.
Right.
Just drop by and go by the little bakery. Because when I was living downtown in the downtown area, it was on the way. I was just we were having fresh bread. Right.
On the way to going to work, on the way going, all those little things that you did, it all stopped because people were remote working. And a lot of people in New York are still remote working. Some of them have moved to other states and still work for a company in New York because of the remote work from home.
The ability to work remotely.
Yeah. So everybody had to switch it up.
Yeah.
And you need to figure that out. That's why DoorDash is they came up, but I don't know how long that's gonna last if they don't fix some stuff that they're doing.
Their fees.
I'm gonna tell you,
and other things.
Yeah, let me tell you a story. So DoorDash, I order from Chipotle's, right? Chipotle's uses DoorDash to deliver the food. So I am one exit up from Chipotle's, one exit, not a half a mile, not no long distance. I'm one exit up from Chipotle's. So I got the food. I'm like, why is my food cold?
Wow.
Well, here's what the guy at DoorDash was doing. He's waiting around till other orders come in and trying to stack them up and get 3 or 4 orders.
Take a route.
And I'm like, no, dude, I need my food here now and I need it hot.
That's why you ordered hot food. That's why I ordered.
To pay that exorbitant price to have it delivered.
Dr. Tachi.
So did you make that complaint on because when you order through Chipotle, it's through Chipotle's website, right? And not on DoorDash. So did you make a complaint?
Okay, so here's the thing. I called Chipotle and we'll call you back. Never got a call back. Called DoorDash. Well, that it's going through the store, so they're blaming, each other, and it happened at Habit Burger too. So because I'm thinking, where is my food? And I'm looking at the little tracker on the app. Yes. It should take him 7 minutes from there to my house. Oh, it's going to be another 15 minutes. I was like, hold on. How is it another 15 minutes and I live this close to you?
And see, this is going to drive people back to just going and picking it up themselves.
That's what I do.
Yeah,
but I'm in a different. The city is laid out differently. I can just walk a block and get everything I need.
Yes,
right.
But, other places can't go, and you can't walk to Chipotle from where you are.
California, you have to basically drive just about everywhere.
Right.
These are pretty stretched out.
So I'm going to, and so now I'm eating the Thai food around the corner, right? Because I can order it on their app and go pick it up, and
be back
literally
in less than 7 minutes.
it'll take me 3 minutes or so just to walk around the corner and pick it up, or pick it up on my way home or something. And I'm like,
Right.
you know what? Y'all just making this it wasn't convenient anymore.
Right.
And I should, like Dr. Tachi said, register a complaint again.
Yeah. That's the deal. You gotta complain and complain and complain again. And like Mark said,
complain.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Mark has a comment about social
No.
media.
You don't complain about you don't claim on Yelp. You put it on Twitter and in their direct messages, then people get back to you. Thank you for reminding me. I will put that incident in
The action.
Twitter.
Yes. He says
Mark
There's
says,
power in social media, definitely.
yeah. Mark says calls rarely work these days. Twitter is the doorway to action if you have a sizable amount of followers. Yep, he's right. Thank you for the reminder, because calling.
Okay, well, this is a great segue to the next thing that I want to talk about, and that is that a number of chefs are using TikTok to transition during the pandemic. They are making great strides and being paid by TikTok. A number of them have become personal chefs to bring in revenue. And I'm just going to share this screen so that you can see the little article. These articles are coming from BBC News website. Let's see if I can find a Chrome tab. Here we go.
And to think TikTok wasn't going to be here for a minute. When was that?
But you can see the chef. I'm trying to get rid of these ads here. Not interested. Okay.
Here's a little hint, Terry. Up in the top left corner, there's something that says, "Oh, okay, I think we're on Chrome. Never mind."
Yeah.
Is there some way that you can read that just where you just have the article without all the ads?
All that wonderfulness.
Mm-hmm.
So it says here, COVID crisis saw thousands of restaurants temporarily and permanently close their doors, prompting chefs to turn to TikTok to reinvent themselves. And we are real fans of TikTok. So people were getting furloughed. The article talks about how this particular chef was able to start a TikTok and has over 50,000 followers.
500,000.
500,000 followers. She was surprised how quickly it grew. She says she doesn't miss the restaurant world a bit. And she is just really excited how it cut through a lot of different issues. Curry chicken salad on buttered croissant is one.
Stop it. It is too early for food.
Look at the little almonds.
Making me hungry.
I know. I'm like, man, I need to try that.
Yes. And so, and this chef, he's talking about how he had to work from sunup to like 2 a.m. Every day. You had to be there from the first plate out to the last plate in. And he'd been able to free himself from that schedule and using TikTok go in and really establish a new revenue stream that's allowed him to create a great business without having to be in the facility from the crack of dawn to 2 in the morning, trying to make a living. And he said, and he was only making about $1,000 every 2 weeks. He was making about $500 a week doing that.
Okay.
And
Now he's on. He got his little camera out. He's talking to the fans and working doing what he does.
Talking about chips and different things.
That brings up something. Yeah, that brings up something. I always say people think, well, social media is easy. I'll just get on and just talk or whatever. But see, this guy, he's got to work. You got to make the content.
Right, and he has the equipment. You would be proud of him, Dr. Tachi, in this picture. He has his little microphone.
He has invested
and he got his camera.
He's looking at the camera, showing the food with a smile.
Awesome.
Yeah, he did this, and he's 29, and
Yeah. And then here's Karen Rosenblum gets 20 requests a month for private chef work. So it's led to a lot of different ways for them to create income. So I just wanted to share that with you since we were talking about food and it was one of the things that I wanted to share today.
And Mark has a comment. He says, I want a personal chef. As a gift to all of you, I will allow you all to donate to his salary.
You know what? I know that some friends of mine, when they have special occasions, they have a private chef come in and cook for them, like Valentine's Day or date night, and sometimes the chef will come in and show them how to cook. They cook with the chef, or they can decide whether or not they want the chef to prepare it there in front of them and serve them. It's a great business, guys. So if you're struggling and you know you're a culinary expert, I highly recommend that you start to connect with your community or develop a community to let them know that you're available for that.
Right.
People are very experiential now.
I think it's an excellent idea because we have all of this Blue Apron and different things and it's coming packaged. But if I could call someone like Claudia from Boxable,
yes,
and have her come, because at one point she was making meal preps for people and bringing it in, and I'm thinking as much as I was paying for, when Chipotle, the regular Chipotle price is one thing, then you add the fees from DoorDash. I was like, how am I paying $50 for 2 meals?
And see if the private chef set it up right, the meals can be tailored to the person. Like they may have dietary concerns or whatever, or they may want a dish and don't want this. Can you substitute that? So see how, and then again, it's on a local level. You got to think of local. This is local. You want your local exposure, local level. You want to talk to people in the neighborhood. If you know somebody on the local news, get a feature there. That's how you expose. And then you got to constantly make the content of smiling faces, making the food, making it look good, and putting it on TikTok.
Right. Instead of the global thing.
Right.
You're hyper local.
Yes.
And I would, because I was thinking about it. My husband and I were talking about it. Maybe we should have somebody come in. By the time we buy groceries and do all of that stuff, we can have somebody come in and do meal prep and just pull something out and do the little thing and be done.
Exactly. Listen, I made soup. I made some soup last night, and I didn't really want to make it, but I wanted to make it because I hate canned soup. And there's all the prep that goes with it, like the chopping of the vegetables. It's too much. So you want somebody to come and do that for you.
Right. Mark said, I will come to your house and make you a sandwich. I might even throw in some Campbell's soup. Rates and fees vary.
I don't do Campbell's soup. I can't have it myself or restaurant. I don't like it. I hate canned soup.
I don't either. And Terry, I got some recipes. My mom made this spinach soup, and I was like, she sent me the recipe. And so I got in the kitchen and did all of the stuff and boiled it down and did everything that you supposed. That soup was good. I was like, I'm gonna have to do this again.
And once you made soup, it's not difficult. It's just the time process of chopping and
it's the
all
prep.
of that. But once you make it, you'll never go back to can. Never.
And you can get the vegetables pre-chopped now. They have a case where they have, onions.
Yeah, you can get the frozen, the
But I think I want to experience the chef coming in and
and that's what's entertaining about it too. It becomes an event when someone comes in and cooks in front of you, and you know what I'm saying. So I just wanted people to know that all of that is available, and when you're looking for something different, like how to celebrate someone's birthday, how to celebrate an anniversary, how to do something intimate on date night or whatever, consider a personal chef.
That's nice.
It's a nice touch.
And those are my articles for today.
Thank you so much.
So I think we're ready for TJ.
Okay, let me get my notes. For this week in social media news. Let's see. Let's start. Okay. Yes. Snapchat. I'm gonna start with that. Since we were talking about what were we just talking about? The plant. And
the sensors, yes.
Right. So Snapchat has acquired a brain reading tech NextMind company. So it's a Paris-based neurotech company. It's called NextMind. It's helping to drive long-term augmented reality research efforts. Now, what does this have to do with Snapchat? So Snap says NextMind developed non-invasive brain-computer interface for enabling easier hands-free interactions using electronic devices, including computers, AR, VR wearables, and headset. This technology monitors neural activity to understand your intent when interacting with a computer interface, allowing you to push a virtual button simply by focusing on it.
Oh,
Say what? We won't need the controller.
You just think about it.
We can
won't
just
need the
it'll follow
device.
our eyes.
Yes.
To
By
the
focusing on it. This new company that Snapchat acquired, it's called NextMind. Now, Snap says that NextMind tech does not read thoughts or send any signal towards the brain.
Okay.
Go ahead. That's what
and just how long will that be a thing? Because, you know, some people can't resist the urge to do something silly after they've gone that far.
Well, you know, we've already gone that far. We're opening our phones with our eyes and our face. So it's just
and see, it'll be able to read because your eyes move in a certain way. Because right now there's I forgot the technology you could put on your website. It's been out for ages that they can tell by heat sensors like where you look on the website, and also with your mouse, like what you focus on with your mouse, and then create the hot spots of, you know, people look on the left or people look on the right or people look. So that's kind of like that. So that's what Snapchat is up to.
How interesting. Now that means that their augmented reality, that their metaverse or whatever they're going to call it, will be controlled by sight. You won't have to have all of that wonderfulness going on.
You would still need the goggles, but you probably won't need the controllers in your hand.
Right. Well, so that's what I always say about people like, oh, virtual reality, this and that. I'm like, as long as you got to wear those big goggles, it's not going to take off because people don't want to wear those things. Some people
Snap has those spectacles, right?
Right. But that's just like wearing a pair of glasses.
Exactly.
The VR that's a whole different thing, because I bought one a while back. I sent it back. I was like, I don't want that. When you make it to where it's like in your glasses, or what Snap is doing by visually focusing, and things will change based on what you're focusing on. So I wanted to start with that.
Oh, so this is like my my AirPods. When I look at my phone, the audio it changes my AirPods from
it switches
devices.
Yeah.
And then if I looked at the my iPad, it'll send the audio from.
It'll switch it over. Yes.
Because my focus was no longer on the.
Because you picked up one device and you put it down and picked up the next one. So that's how it knows. So it's along the lines of that. But Snap, this is more like I don't know the technology, but they're using your eye, what you focus on with your eye movements.
Okay.
And probably, pupils and all that,
There's a whole lot of stuff.
The optics are controlling what's going on.
Right. And your brain is controlling the optics. So they're going to be able to do that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Reddit. We rarely talk about them. Reddit is exploring the addition of TikTok-like video features such as Duet and Stitch. So on TikTok, there's a feature called Duet. You put your video side by side with another user's video to create mixes, parodies, different things. It's like 2-screen. The Stitch, it lets you integrate scenes from another video into your own. So Reddit is looking to add these video features into their app, their site. It's this in the early stages. They haven't entered the testing phase, but they want to look at that to make it easy for you to react to another person's post or to incorporate it into your content. And remember, in 2020, Reddit bought Dubsmash, which was TikTok, wannabe TikTok. And they shut it down, and then they incorporated some of the features from Dubsmash into the Reddit app. So this is the continuation of that. So everybody wants to be TikTok.
And I can see why this is happening because it's the same age demographic.
Yes.
And that's what they're okay, because this is what they like doing over there. Because I'm
Yes.
still trying to figure out why are you copying? But
it's a smart move, like you said, the same demographics, age groups, Gen Z. Reddit sees a chance to come out of the bin of, they were in a bin of, people weren't using that app because there were a lot of, not hate speech, but unsavory things going on. They got a lot of stuff going on over there. But it's a good place to start a community around a topic, which is what Google Plus used to be by Google Plus, but it has some good features. So Reddit is seeing a chance that, okay, we got to emerge out of that, unsavory stuff from years ago to, hey, you can come over here and get in your community and do the same things you do on TikTok.
Okay.
So that's what they're trying. Okay, so let's move on to Twitter. Twitter had a lot of stuff this week. All right, so Twitter has rolled out keyword search for DMs. If that's something that you wanted, direct message. I was like, why? I don't know. So it's to help you find the exact conversation that you're looking for. So if you had a conversation in the DMs with somebody, you want to track down past conversations, products, people mentioned, links shared. If you talked about a restaurant, if you talk whatever. So they're saying that this DM search option will filter your queries into 4 segments, all which displays all the results, username and key term matches people, highlights relevant username based on your search term, by group shows group chats that use your search term, and messages, which now displays any keyword matches in specific DMs. So it makes it easier to scan through your DMs, give you more functionality. I'm not using my DM like that, so I guess to those who do, there you go.
Okay.
All right. So here's one that I'm not making me happy. Twitter might start charging for TweetDeck. Now, if you don't know what TweetDeck is, if you go to tweetdeck.com, you can look at your Twitter in a different view. You can have columns for keyword searches or searching for people, a different thing. It's a column view. Like you can have like 6-7 columns, and then you can have more and scroll over. It's a way, it's like a dashboard where you get to see all kind of stuff going on at once.
Right.
So you can follow somebody in one column. You can have a keyword, and then I have some with several keywords. So Twitter is saying, well, not Twitter is saying, let me get this right. Jane Manchon Wong, the reverse engineer, she's looking at the code. She says she's discovered that they are looking to restrict access to TweetDeck to users who have a Twitter Blue subscription and redirect those who don't have Twitter Blue to sign up for one. So it's basically a block. So you go to tweetdeck.com and it says, oh, this feature is for Twitter Blue subscribers. Are you one? Click here to subscribe.
Do you want to upgrade?
Right. So the people that use TweetDeck are not happy. I'm one of them. So she also said that they do this, they're locking out millions of users who don't have access to the subscription service, as its own. The Twitter Blue is only available in the United States, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. So they're saying people out of those countries, if you put TweetDeck behind the Twitter Blue wall, they won't be able to use TweetDeck at all. Now, right now, TweetDeck is free. There's no ads. So people like to use it because, like I said, if you're doing, I do a lot of research and looking at things. So I don't go to twitter.com. I go here and I have different columns set up for stuff. So now they're saying this might go behind the Twitter Blue subscription wall, which is that $2.99. You pay $2.99 and you get to change your colors. Which I don't care about.
Like that's the thing.
Right.
So okay.
Well, they're looking for what can they offer.
Right.
That people be willing to pay for.
Correct.
Right now, people are probably not paying that $2.99.
Right. This is a sign that Twitter Blue ain't working. If they gonna put that behind it, that means Twitter Blue ain't working.
That they need more.
So I'm not happy about that. but I hope that doesn't become a thing. So the reverse engineer found the code where they're testing it behind the scenes quietly, and now it's out in the open. So I expect to see a lot more people, complaining about that, because I love TweetDeck. Okay, so Twitter is testing a new clipping tool for Spaces. Now, here's another thing they're following behind Clubhouse, because Clubhouse has had the clipping tool for a while. They're allowing select hosts, that means the person that starts the Spaces, on iOS only for now. You're able to clip 30 seconds of audio from a recorded Spaces and share them to Twitter. Like, you take a clipping of your podcast. People do that now. They take a clipping of their podcast, put a graphic on it, and then 30 seconds to share it to Instagram, Facebook, whatever. There's a teaser to get people to listen to the longer podcast. So that's what they're doing here. So now it's iOS only. They're saying Android and web users will get access soon. They're going to roll this clipping functionality to all users in the future. Right now, it's just hosts. So a spokesperson from Twitter says there is no limit to the number of audio clips that can be created, and they will live on the platform for 30 days. So why 30 days? I don't know. Could be a space issue. So they're saying currently everyone on iOS can see and listen to Spaces clips on their timeline, and soon people on Android and Twitter.com will receive access too. We will be monitoring feedback and plan to expand Spaces clipping functionality to everyone to Twitter in the future.
Okay.
I have a question.
Wait, okay. Let me add this. They're saying this is a new way to boost interest in your space while also highlighting specific parts of a broadcast without having to share an entire recording. Okay.
So my question is, how many people actually use Spaces, or is Spaces something? Because I get notifications sometimes for people who's doing a space, but I'm like, okay, I'm not really interested in it.
Right. And see, this is the thing. If you're following a lot of people in tech, there's a lot of spaces going on. If you're doing entertainment, it's more category based, like who you're following, and if they're so inclined to start a space. Because again, and good thing, let me bring this up, because I'm going to talk about this. There was a study saying that nearly 50% of Twitter users tweet less than 5 times a month, and most of them lurk more than post content. So this is from they're saying this is from Pew Research Center, finds 49% of US adults on Twitter qualify as lurkers. That means that they consume and watch instead of joining the conversation. So that is also an issue with Twitter. So there's some people that are listening and looking and reporting versus getting into the conversation and jumping in, like on Clubhouse. You're there, you can see who's in the room, but everybody can't jump on the stage and say anything. That's why they put the chat in there and everything. But on Twitter, they're saying, well, most people who use Twitter are there to observe, to read, consume, like a newspaper, instead of joining in the conversation.
Okay.
So the thing with Twitter Spaces is who you follow. Is also the tech, like I said, tech, journalism, news, politics, things like that. If that's not your thing on Twitter, you're not going to see a lot of spaces.
I think one thing that they probably need to do is be more consistent. If you're going to do a space, it's just like doing a broadcast. It needs to be, don't be random. Have a time where people can find you, because that random pop-up stuff is like, okay, I'm on the freeway, I cannot join in with that.
Right.
But having a set time, TJ's in here every Tuesday at 8 and 8 a.m. and then 12 p.m. She's here. So we know where to find her. Don't be a moving target.
Right. And a lot of them rarely are doing that unless they're centered around, say, a TV show. Then after the TV show, it comes on Wednesday at 8. When it's over at 8:30, people jump on the space. That we see. But like you're saying, you're right. Don't just do a random one. Have it set to be, this, that, and the other at the same time. So Twitter Spaces are being used is who you follow in the industry that it's in, the niche that it's in. And I saw this article this morning about Twitter. I was like, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so let's see, two more about Twitter. We're still on the Spaces, Twitter Spaces. So they're testing Spaces analytics. So I like that. I want to see that. So Twitter has added this option to help increase the utility of Spaces, with some Spaces hosts now able to access full Spaces analytics, including the number of people that tune in, total speakers in the sessions, replay duration, and much more. So they're starting to let if you start a space, you get to see all of that information, like engagement and who spoke and how many people came in, how many people came out, that kind of thing.
Nice.
So they're doing that with Spaces. Now, one more for Twitter. Twitter has added a new simplified GIF or GIF, however you're saying it. People, there's a fight about how to pronounce it. GIF creation process in the Tweet Composer. So they're adding a new option to help you create a GIF more easily in the app. And instead of you picking, from what's there, they're saying you could create a GIF of anything you like. Just tap and hold on the record button, film your GIF, and then post it. So they're putting that inside of the app. And this is iOS only for now.
Film your GIF.
Yeah, this used to be Vine. That used to be Vine and Boomerang over on Instagram. So yeah.
Right. Okay, so let's move on to Instagram. A few from Instagram that are really important. And okay, Instagram has reintroduced chronological feed option. So now Instagram has a new following and favorites feed option. And I meant to go in and see if I have it. I don't see it.
So we can now watch the feed in order instead.
Oh, I do have it. Okay, you have it. Yeah, because it came out this week. I was thinking maybe they rolled it out slowly. But if you go in your Instagram app and you see at the top where it says Instagram and script, you tap it and there's an arrow and it says following and favorites.
Okay.
Does anybody see that? If you don't see it, update your app. At the top, top of the app where it says Instagram is in that script, you tap it and you'll get a drop down menu that says following and favorites.
At the top.
So this option allows you to sort your feed to see content posted chronologically from the people you follow or content from your favorite people. It displays the latest posts from the accounts that each Instagram user follows in reverse chronological order. Favorites show the latest posts from a select group of accounts that are followed, also in chronological order. You can add up to 50 accounts as favorites. That helps you to prioritize updates from those users. Following is all the accounts you follow in the app. Now, here's the kicker. Here's the problem. You can't set it as default. You can't set either of those as a default. You have to manually select the feed display every single time you come into the app.
What?
So, if you want to see your favorites, you have to come in every time, tap that favorite.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you this. BizChicks doesn't have it. I have it.
Okay, so this is all right. So this is good because I'm like I didn't see it until I picked it up because usually Instagram will say, oh, here's your new whatever. So I tapped it and now I see it. Now I don't have any favorites, so I'm gonna have to add some favorites. And how do you add the favorites?
So, but I would have to come and pick the favorites.
Yes.
Oh, there's a star at the bottom that says manage favorites.
Yes. So you have to go in and set up your favorites the first time.
Okay, and then you can put all of your favorites in there.
And you can add favorites in, and then when you want to only see those particular posts, you tap them. You tap the Instagram at the top. I'm trying to get out. Okay, because I'll set my favorites up later. So every time you come into the app, you'll have to tap that following favorites.
Okay, so that's still like work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Instagram was like, here you go. You've been asking for this. Are you happy now? And we're like, no, because now we have to go in and make that choice.
Every
Dummies.
time.
Instagram. They just making it hard on purpose.
Right. And so now, oh my, come on. We're
So you have to set up your favorite. Well, I think I went in and Instagram suggested some favorites, but you set them up the way you want. And then when you come into the app, instead of scrolling, you got to go to the top and tap the Instagram word and then the down arrow. And then, okay. And by the time you do all that, you could switch your app over to TikTok and see everything happen for you without you having to do anything. Instagram. So what do we think? So what do we think of that? They've answered the call. Here's your prompt.
It was cute when I opened it up, but then when I went back, all my favorites were gone. So
well, that's because you have to go back and turn the favorite thing on again. And so
you had to tap it. You had to tap at the top.
But it does clear the clutter from you getting everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. However, it also generates work.
Extra little work over there.
That's how I feel about it.
Okay, Instagram. They give
you a little bit. Everybody don't have it. Just saying.
Right.
Because my business account does not have it.
Okay. So that means give it a few days. And then you'll be able to have it.
Okay.
And meanwhile, people are switching over to TikTok and just looking at whatever shows up in their feed because it's already tuned to what they like.
Right.
Instagram. Okay, so one more from Instagram. Instagram wants you to tag products the way you tag people.
Yeah.
So now all users can tag products in their Instagram posts. Before it was just a select creators that could do it. Now they want you to, so any user can tag specific items within their posts. So now, up to now, product tagging has only been available to businesses and creators, but over the next few months, again, this is not today, Instagram will allow all US users to access these tags. Users use these tags to add them to feed posts by tapping on specific areas of the image, and then you can tag businesses and products. Or is it just products? Okay, so here it is explained by Instagram. Scored a new pair of earrings from a small business you love? Tag the product in your feed post so your friends and followers can learn more about the earrings and shop for them. People come to Instagram to share and discover trends and inspiration. Product tagging will make it possible for anyone to support their favorite small businesses, share how they style their looks along with the products they use, and more. What this means is now that all users can do it, you're going to see tags on all kind of feeds, all kind of posts in your feed. Also, one more thing. Users with business or creator accounts can also tag products in stories and reels. Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say that one of the articles I was looking at today was the fact that people are going back to dumb phones because they don't want all
of that stuff.
All this wonderfulness.
Oh, you mean the little Nokia flip phones? And the little.
But see, here's the good thing for business owners. If a user tags your business in their post, you get a notification when someone tags one of your products. You'll also be able to go and view and see what it is. You'll also be able to remove the tag. If you know, because this is how this is going to go. I'm going to tell you right now. People are going to abuse this by tagging Nike when it's got nothing to do with Nike, or tagging whatever when it's got nothing to do with it. So Instagram put this on the back end, and they can say, hey, if you're not connected with whatever's in that post, untag yourself. Because people will put up, What is the thing about, oh, you can make, make 6 figures, whatever, and they'll just start tagging people who have nothing to do with it. So you'll be able to untag
Expand
yourself.
It's like, why are you bothering me?
Instagram says that Instagram says that over 1.6 million users tag at least one brand on average each week. Not a tagging. So you'll see that now. And if you get tagged by someone and they're going to abuse it, you can untag yourself and block them. I love the block on Instagram. Block. Do you want to block this person in all future accounts they make? Yes.
Now, see, yeah. Are we going to be talking about Facebook? Because I gotta.
I didn't have anything new on Facebook. Let's bring it up. What's up?
Okay, so one of the accounts that I manage, somebody was perpetrating as that person. They created a profile, and people that they knew were getting friend requests from this person, but they were like, this person is a public figure. They're not going to friend you, number one. And it wasn't the person. So we had to go in there and create this thing. It's a scam. We did go in and talk to, we had the people who were getting friended posted and said, this is a false account, and it's perpetrating somebody else. Facebook said they are not doing anything wrong, so they wouldn't take it down. I was like,
well, perpetrating somebody is not wrong.
Well, because that person could have the same name, right? Bill Smith. There's a lot, and just because it was Bill Smith, and that they were asking friends of the real Bill Smith to be friends, I was like, how is this not? And we knew this was wrong.
It is wrong.
But Facebook said that they weren't going to take it down. I was like, okay. So we put a snapshot of the fake account and what the real one is actually like, and put scam on the top. And we had to post that up on the page. Do not friend this person, because we don't want you coming back and say, so-and-so said that I can get paid some money. And here's the kicker. People need to realize, if they don't have a profile picture, please just pass that by.
That's crazy.
This person didn't even put a profile picture up. And I was like, social media 101. You don't follow anybody without a profile pic and some kind of description in the bio or something. There's no photos.
Listen, it's crazy, because I got a message in Facebook Messenger from my niece, and it was like, it was off, and I was like, what the? It was like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Something. I was like, what the? It was somebody imitating her. And I sent her. She was like, no, I didn't send you a message. And then I had to report it. But that's how easy it was. Because I started, I could have had a conversation, and she'd have been like, well, can I have that? I was like, yeah. See, and I'm like, come on, you can't do that, Facebook. You got to stop that.
And that's how they were getting people on Instagram. And people getting locked out of their accounts, because there was that whole thing of, can you send me XYZ, because, I need to get back into my account.
Yes.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Send it, and they would end up getting locked out of their account. So they wouldn't verify that it was a person like you did. And then they would end up getting locked. Their accounts would end up getting taken over. But sometimes there's those days I'm like, you know what, I have time today, and so I'll make up all sorts of things. I'm like, I'm fine, have you seen the new, and get them into a whole conversation on rubbish, and then call them on like, yeah, there is no whatever, welcome to the block industry, and then block them.
But this is how you get them. Like with my niece, I would have, because I just knew. I was like, this is wrong, because of the way that they framed the conversation.
Right.
I should have responded, call me on my phone. Crickets. It would have ended that. And then what Dr. Taji said about Instagram, that happened with me and somebody that I'm friends with on Instagram, that they were like, oh, can you something about an email? And I was like, well, here's the link you can't get in your Instagram. I said, here's the link. You got to go through these steps. And they were like, oh, I was like, no, this is the link. I'm not giving you my email. I'm not giving you anything.
Nope.
Even though we're friends.
You don't give out anything online. So, because I get emails now with people saying, hey, we're trying to deliver a package to your house and da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, one, I didn't order nothing. Two, I didn't order anything. Who are you? And then you have to go up to the email and click and find out that it was some craziness at gmail.com. This wasn't the U.S. Postal Service.
And see, I kept the message. This was January. It was like, please, I need your help. And I said, what's up? I was trying to log into my other Instagram on my new phone, and they asked me to find someone to receive a help code from me. Will you? ? I said, did you use the request support link? Yeah. Will you help me? And then I sent them the link and said, you have to use the email from your Instagram account. And they stopped because I was like, I'm not giving you anything, even though we're friends on Instagram.
And it is very subtle. It looks like you're friends. It sounds kind of like you're friends. They are getting really, really crafty.
Yes.
With how they're trying to get information from people.
Yes.
On in emails, especially on Instagram and in Facebook, they're really do, and on their text messages too. I'm going to say that too.
It's something about, I think it's, I know that English is not their first language. It's like they do a translator or something, and you're like, that's not how people talk.
Right.
So that was the first case. Like, no, that's not how this person would ask me for something.
So watch your.
Soon as I saw the message, please, I need your help, my little tingly thing went bloop bloop bloop, and I was like, okay, let's see what happens. I was like, okay, did you request help? Oh yeah, I did. I was like, here's the link. Have at it. But
I get messages like that on Messenger too, like, hey, and I was like, okay.
And like I said, I got my niece. It was my niece on Facebook on Messenger, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? Because like, God forbid it was something like, oh, I'm in an emergency, because that's how they get you. And now I'm like, okay, call me.
But you know what? Let's think about it. If this is a person you really know that had an emergency, would they message you on social media?
Nope.
Exactly.
No,
exactly.
But it's that first reaction, and then my second one was like, okay, wait a minute, this ain't right. This is not right.
So we are having to build up our immunity on social media for different things to be aware of. And I have this text that came in. The Department of MV is holding your $1,701.13 good drivers rebate for March. You need to snatch soon. Have a wonderful day. And then there's a link. I was like, no.
No, we're not tapping that.
The DMV is not sending me nothing.
And the 13 cents.
The government is not that sophisticated. They're going to be texting people.
Nope.
No.
Nope. But I'm just afraid for, people that are not as tech savvy or older people, that they're going to get caught in that, because it's like, it's like when they call them on the phone with the remember the gift card thing, that your grandson is in jail and they need all these gift cards, and the older person's not thinking. No, that's not how it works.
Nope. You need
to call, get caught in a scam.
Call the house and make sure you're at home.
Right. So that's the answer I'm going to give now. Call me on the phone. Call me on the phone.
There are a lot of new scams out there. Technology is great, but there are some really heartless scammers out there. They don't care.
They don't care. And it's so easy now. All they don't even need a computer. They use their phone to scam.
And now with all of these different needs, we've got some natural disasters in the country, some international stuff is going on. I can see where they would use that to pull on people's heartstrings.
Yeah, especially with what's going on with Ukraine. I'm pretty sure lots of people have gotten that scam phone out. Oh, you can give money.
Right. And so that means you need to find a viable company
Legitimate,
to give
yeah.
through.
Yeah, legitimate.
You know, if your church is doing something, the United Way is doing something, you need somebody that's legit and not just, you know, popping up with a GoFundMe or something online.
Because they got they can put a real sob story, a real sad story on a GoFundMe, and you want to pull your wallet out. Wait a minute. It's been a scam. It's been, you know, they've uncovered it as a scam.
Wow.
So be careful. That's all I have for this week. Social media news updates.
Right. Dr. Tachi. And we want to say hello to Yolanda, Tarika, Tasha. Yes, Tasha. Okay, because I was like, okay, let me say Tasha. And Cheryl over on Clubhouse. So, Dr. Tachi, you are on stage.
Okay, so can you all hear me properly?
Yes, I can.
You are loud and clear.
Sure. Just making sure. Okay, fantastic. Well, there's a lot going on in the world of media. So let's talk about Crazy Rich Asians. If you saw the hit movie, when was it? 2 years ago? 3 years ago.
3 years ago, I think it was.
Because I remember that's one film I actually saw in the theater, and it was before all of the wahala of the pandemic. So they actually have found a new writer for the sequel. So there is supposed to be a sequel to Crazy Rich Asians, which I'm not surprised about. So it's been 2.5 years in development limbo, and they're seemingly back on track now with a new screenwriter on board. They've hired relatively newcomer Amy Wang to write the follow-up film to this groundbreaking romantic comedy. And let's talk about what the original one grossed. It grossed $238 million in the worldwide box office and has been widely credited as kind of ushering in this cultural shift in Asian American representation.
Okay.
So that's what's going on there, that they do now have a writer. The writer, actually, the original writer walked away from the project, but now they have a new writer. And so not sure when this is going to come out, but I'll let you know when I find out. Were you going to say something?
No. That movie was funny.
I was wondering why they walked away, but that's okay.
I just loved it. Go ahead, sorry.
Terry said something about...
I was wondering why they walked away, but that's okay. That's a whole nother subject.
I'm sorry, say again?
She was wondering why they walked away.
Oh, okay. So actually, the producers initially offered a tenth of what they were paying, I guess, the new one. So they weren't offering, I think it was a money thing. So they were like, he was like, no.
All right.
Yeah.
I can get to that. Okay.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Arby's ad. I don't know if you've seen it, but Pusha T, the rapper, that has a new track. And it's really essentially an Arby's ad. It's a diss track, basically. But this is why he's rapping all the way to the bank. And if you can find it, look it up on what's the name? YouTube. So I watched the video and I'm like, okay, it's really dissing their fish sandwich. Arby apparently has a new set of fish sandwiches, and they're talking in it. He's talking about how the square with half of a slice of cheese and the tartar sauce is drowned in tartar sauce. I was like, wow, you're really going hard over this fish sandwich. So apparently this is, this for a reason. So about 20 years ago, Pusha T wrote the jingle for McDonald's, I'm Loving It. So, and was not adequately compensated for it. So now this is kind of a take that moment for him with this new commercial for the competitor. So this is a lesson of pay people what they're worth, because you never know when they're going to come back and be bigger and stronger and strike back at your terrible square fish sandwich.
I have the commercial. Did you want me to play it, or you want to move on?
You can, if you're not going to get in trouble for it, because...
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get a copyright strike. Never mind.
Yeah, we don't want that.
On YouTube. On YouTube.
Yeah, and then you just unlist the video and we edit and cut it. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, right. But you don't want to do. You just want to do it strong when it comes to copyright.
Yes.
Yes. So, all right. So off of Pusha T and Square fish sandwiches, which I don't understand to this day why the McDonald's fish is square. Anyway, so let's talk about Netflix and Inventing Anna. Who of you have watched Inventing Anna?
I saw the commercial, but I haven't watched it.
I haven't watched it either.
It is really, really good. If you have some time this weekend, please watch some episodes of Inventing Anna. I was really interested in this because I read the original article in, what magazine was that? I can't remember. Or was it the Times, the New York Times? But it was a whole several-page expose of this fake German socialite who was actually really Russian, who scammed banks, not Hollywood, New York elite out of about $400,000 was on the line to get like a a $25 million loan to open up this project, just based off of people thinking who she thought she was and other people vouching for her and not even knowing. It's a phenomenal, it's an amazing story. Definitely read the original story. I think it's in the New York Times. I'll find out. Somebody probably can back channel. Okay, Terica Baker writes that she started watching it, but definitely take a look at this. So Inventing Anna has spent the second week as the top title in any sort in Nielsen's streaming ranking.
Really?
So its fellow Netflix show Love is Blind, meanwhile, showed impressive retention of its audience, and Amazon's The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel has grown substantially. So let's go back to Inventing Anna. Viewers spent about 2 billion minutes watching the limited series the week of February 21st through 27th. That's down a little bit from the previous week where it topped 3 billion minutes, but it was still strong enough to beat out every other title on Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Hulu, Disney Plus, and Apple TV Plus. The series has totaled nearly 6.6 billion minutes of viewing time over its 17 days of release.
Wow.
We are obsessed with people who scam us, huh?
Yes, and this is funny. Yesterday at LaShonda, she has this chat around the purple table here on not Netflix, sorry, Clubhouse, and we were talking. Was it yesterday or the day before? Tuesday it had to be. We were talking about television, and we were talking about it. And somebody was saying that we are now in the age. True crime has always been a big category for programs, for podcasts, etc. But it feels like, and this is kind of a true crime type of thing. True crime doesn't always have to do with murder or somebody dying, but scamming is always a big thing too. There's a show. What is that show on? Is it Dateline? Yeah, I think it's Dateline.
Yeah, Dateline. 48 hours.
48 hours, yeah, that deals with all of these types of things, because we are inundated, I think, with, not just inundated, but also fascinated with people who scam to this level of notoriety. And just the fact that she got away with it for so long was because a lot of New York elite were embarrassed and didn't want their names put out there. It being connected, allowing this 25-year-old girl who doesn't really have the background to scam them. It just doesn't look good it's not a good look for them. So that's why sometimes when people are quiet, they won't press charges because they just wanted to quietly go away.
Right.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So check that out over on the Netflix side. And speaking of Netflix, let's talk about, we already talked about the fact that Netflix is looking at you side-eye if you are sharing your passwords and are doing tests to add a fee for those who want to password share. So, according to an analyst, Cohen and Company's John Blackledge thinks that Netflix could bump up sales by 4% if it expanded this test that it's currently conducting in Latin America. And he's saying they could add about $1.6 billion in annual revenue by the expansion of the password sharing fee.
Wow.
This in addition to the fees that they just raised?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, so fees upon fees upon fees. So this is what he writes. We think Netflix's recent efforts reflect a natural progression across more mature markets and could add incremental subs and revenue if the test is rolled out globally. So where are they doing this test right now? Of course, they always start in Latin America. It's Peru, Costa Rica, Chile, and subscribers are now charged an additional monthly fee for sharing their passwords for up to 2 friends, family members, and other, leeches that may be living with you. So it varies slightly from country to country, but in Costa Rica it's $2.99, so call it $3. So again, they could make as much as $1.6 billion in revenue to their bottom line if they expanded this test and made it permanent. So this would spike Netflix's projected 2023 revenue of $38.8 billion. Okay, that's their projection by 4%. That's a lot. Think about 4% of $38 billion and add that. Wow. Well, that's what's happening in Netflix's way. Let's talk a little bit about Zoom. So this is media, even though Zoom is tech, because they certainly are not really a media company, but it is what it is. So now here's the thing. Zoom is now going to let you directly stream your meetings to Twitch. Why?
Wow.
Why?
Yeah, exactly. Who cares? But, a lot of us have Zoom fatigue, and now we can also be fatigued in a new platform, Twitch. Yay! So added Twitch integration to the platform so you can live stream their video calls directly to the masses. And again, the funny thing is in the article, they say this could come in handy if you want public opinion on your firm's branding strategy, but it's really difficult to foresee other people really wanting to air these digital chats online. Now, I will say this, that there are many people, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of live streams where people are using Zoom as a tool to live stream these conversations, and to which I say, stop the rubbish. Zoom is not a broadcasting tool. I'm tired of seeing the Zoom logo at the bottom. If you're serious about live streaming, don't use Zoom. Zoom is for meetings. And
Agreed.
to remove it that I know of, unless you all know something I don't.
I think if you have, I don't think you can remove it. And then the other thing about Zoom allowing you to live stream to a platform, they only let you go to one.
Yep.
Correct. You can only go to one. You cannot multicast. It is because it's not meant for that. Zoom is a meeting platform. Stay in your lane and let that be it. Just be. Okay, forget about live streaming. And if you're serious about that, you have another division and you actually develop that, because Zoom for live streaming is just terrible. It just doesn't look good. It looks like you didn't even try. So hopefully I'm not offending anyone, but do you see concern on my face if I am? Because I believe in live streaming, and if you're going to do it right, because there's so many others of us who are live streaming and killing it and doing a great job because we take it seriously. Don't think, we can just live stream through Zoom. And I've seen people who have started whole enterprises off of the fact of live streaming, and you're using Zoom.
No, I say no. When I see Zoom, I run away screaming.
Okay, and can I throw this in there? Please stop using the green screen if you're using it.
Whoa, thank you. You do not, without the trying to train people, green screen is for people who actually have a green screen. And just because you have a green screen doesn't mean you know how to use it. I always tell people you have to light the screen and yourself, but most people only have one deplorable, awful ring light and they try to shine that on the green screen, and you wonder why you fade away into oblivion when you do things. So they add all of these tools, which makes people think they can do more than what they can, and you are not qualified to do that. You can get qualified, but you don't want to learn or do what it takes to do it. And so you end up with terrible looking video. And then the thing is, you go and represent yourself to others as you know how to do this, and boo-boo, you don't. So use Zoom for video conferencing only. And if you are serious, then go to a live streaming platform to go ahead and live stream. I'm sorry. Thank you for bringing that up, because that's my Achilles heel.
I just get tired of seeing people who's supposed to be on the beach and then weird stuff is happening. I was like, stop.
On the beach with a bow tie and suit. Now, you know. Just a bit, or on the moon. You're not on the moon. Or you have a living room that's like grandiose, but your head is all big. I'm like, did you look at the scale before you use that as your background? We can tell it's not you. The background is beautifully lit and you look like Darth Vader. No.
We just want y'all to look good when you're online. Just trying to help you out.
It really is distracting, because when I see that, it distracts me from whatever the person is saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't take your company seriously, even though you're trying to have your company logo or whatever in the background. And then your hands are fading out every once in a while. I'm like, stop.
Exactly. And I'll move on from that. But the interesting thing is, like, you know, I think all of us really do this, you know, now as a business. Those of us, you know, you and Terralina and TJ, we all do this as a business. So I'll tell people when we're getting ready to run a broadcast, and they're like, oh, well, how do we put our background up there? And I say, you don't. You don't. You clean up your background, you light it well. I am always a fan of using a natural, well-set background, setting with intention as opposed to a green screen, because it's not going to look, I know you. I smell you from a mile away. It's not going to look good. So just go on and take that box out of the background, light it up. I'm sorry.
No apologies necessary.
No.
We need to
being nice is over.
Really?
It's been 3 years and you're still doing this, so you're not serious. My time, I can't be nice to you anymore.
Agreed.
Oh my goodness.
End of an era, ladies and gentlemen. Maury is ending after 3 decades. Oh, that's
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes. So NBC Universal has confirmed that he is retiring. So Maury is going to be wrapping up the season, saying it was a mutual decision between studio and Maury Povich to end the talker right after they renewed it. The most recently renewed it in 2020 through this season, the 2021-22 season. So Tracy Wilson, who was the EVP at NBC Universal Syndication Studio, said this to Deadline Hollywood. Maury and I decided 2 years ago that this season would be the farewell season for the show. And while his retirement is bittersweet, we are so happy for him to be able to spend more time on the golf course.
Well.
Okay, so was anybody actually watching Maury?
Some damn bloody body is watching it because it's still on. It has been on for since 20 seasons at this point. So he was ready to retire 6 years ago, but he was asked to stay on by the NBC Universal.
Right, because that was bringing in money for all the crazy crap that was on that show.
Well, and that's exactly it is. I'm sorry, that show is an abomination.
I thought so.
Guilty pleasure, but it is the worst in society and exploits that. And you know, some of these people are none the wiser because some people will get on TV and tap dance for a chicken wing if it is the opportunity to be famous or any of that. They could be lying, they could be acting, but it still showcases people of color.
The worst.
Yeah.
In the worst possible light.
Right.
And the network likes a show that's cheap to produce. So
yeah. And Kevin Williams in Clubhouse says, "You are not the father."
Oh my God.
You are not on any longer, thank God, Povich.
Yeah, that was just trash TV, you
It
know?
was.
It was the worst. And it was so embarrassing. It's just like, really, people?
Tasha says, I agree, Dr. Tachi, it was degrading to anyone willing to go on.
Mm-hmm.
And Cheryl Ferguson says, not a chicken wing.
He said everything but a chicken wing.
It means a chance at fame.
Yeah, they do.
And then, the terrible thing is there's also that, wasn't Steve Wilkos basically kind of like a spin-off off of that? Because wasn't Steve Wilkos like the bodyguard on more?
He was like the bouncer and the bodyguard.
Really?
Yeah.
Bouncer, yeah. So now you've got two deplorable shows, so I'm just waiting for that to end as well. I just I've never liked the way it looks. There is judgment being passed on even though they're, the stories are deplorable, but there's judgment being passed again, yet again, against people of color and poor people in terms of this is all they are, this is all they do. And then the whole thing is, I'm sorry, the average viewer is not savvy enough in their heads to say, but this is not all people of color. This is not all poor people. They liken it to everyone. And so now that media image is stuck in your head as to what this group is like. I don't know about anybody else, and I do know about other people, but like all of us here have worked damn hard to ensure that we, that we get to where we've gotten. And how dare you get on television and erase all of that in 2 seconds for a plate of flat chicken wings? How dare you? So this is why I'm not sad about Maury ending. I'm waiting for all these other deplorable shows to follow suit.
I didn't know it was still on. I thought it was just saying they were rerunning stuff. I didn't even know they had fresh content.
I didn't know they had fresh content either. It's because it's just so.
I mean, how many times did you are not the father?
Yeah, they're taking advantage of people, of their, their hunger or what have you. They're just taking advantage of people. They know they didn't have to do that.
But you know what? The thing is, too, you can only take advantage of people who allow themselves to
That's right.
advantage of. And we can go back into the reasons why psychologically and societally that is the case. But the point is, there's blame to go around to the people who appear on these shows as well.
Exactly. When they call you into the studio, this ain't going to go well.
And the audience. They wouldn't be doing it if there wasn't an audience for it.
On your latest business venture, or the fact that you graduated at the top of your class, they're calling to shame you, not to help you. Speaking of which, actually, this has nothing to do with it, but let's talk about Halle Berry and how she said in an article in HuffPost that she's heartbroken that her Oscar win 20 years ago didn't open the door. Now, it is 20 years since Monsters Ball was released.
Wow.
Seen that long?
That's
wow.
Wow.
I didn't know it was that long.
2002. Wow. She became the first woman of color to win Best Actress. She is still the only woman of color to win Best Actress. 20 years. So she's saying, and we can all argue about the fact that she took it home from Monsters Ball and the role in that where she really had nothing on in order to...
Yeah, that was so disturbing to me. I'm like, for this she gets an Oscar,
Exactly. And again, it's not to take anything away, but it also looks at the fact of how tunnel vision the Academy is, that your idea of best actor or best actress when it comes to a woman of color is this is what they can do. Terrible.
Exactly.
Anyway, she says the fact that there's no one standing next to me is heartbreaking. She never even expected to win at that time. And remember, if you remember her speech, she said, this moment is so much bigger than me. And she dedicated that win to Dorothy Dandridge, Diane Carroll, Angela Bassett, and other Black women nominated before her. It is for every nameless, faceless woman of color that now has a chance because this door tonight has been opened. And they closed it right after you came through, Halle.
Yeah. Cheryl Ferguson says Monsters Ball was atrocious.
It really is. It wasn't a good movie at all. It was not good. I don't know anybody who thought it was good, but it was not a good movie. And honestly, that was not her best work. So this is why. Was it just the fact that, well, let's have somebody black. That's it, Monsters Ball.
Yeah.
They might have well said, let's have somebody. That's it, let's nominate Booty Call. You might as well have done that. And I'm not saying they're the same thing, but it's like they just picked something. Not to take away from her or her abilities, but yeah, I thought we could have done better than that. But still, 20 years later, there has not been any woman of color that has won Best Actress. Yet things are free and fair. Let's keep going and talk about YouTubers. Now, there are these fringe YouTubers that are profiting off of the platform, and that includes alt-right and anti-feminist creators. They're plugging their Patreons, custom merch, and they solicit outside donations on YouTube, according to a new study. So even though YouTube has made a habit of stripping ads from problematic channels so that they can discourage controversial or offensive content without banning it, the creators of these channels can still use their videos to promote other streams of income. Like I said, donation links and merch sales. And a new study is finding that those options have not just allowed problematic channels to continue, but they also may be encouraging them to create more videos on YouTube. So you can outlaw and do whatever, but it just seems to encourage the problem. Now, this study was done by researchers at Cornell Tech in collaboration with the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology. And they found that YouTubers, including fringe creators making alt-right and anti-feminist videos, use their channels to promote their other income streams off platform. So they're actually going to be presenting this study in November, and it's a large scale look at how creators make money across platforms, and also how fringe creators could continue to make money even without YouTube's ad revenue sharing program if they were demonetized. So demonetization for some of these channels is not a threat. It's just, well, I'm just storing my channels here and I'm pointing you to other places. So this study actually looked at 71 million English language videos from 136,000 YouTube channels from 2008 to 2019. So they analyzed description boxes that appear below videos. They looked for 4 alternative monetization methods: cash donations like PayPal or Patreon, requesting cryptocurrency donations, selling products like merch, and affiliate marketing. And researchers found that channels producing alt-right, and misogynistic content defined as problematic content channels were more likely to use alternative monetization methods than their counterparts. We argue that moderation through demonetization is not likely to be an effective tool in de-insensitizing the production of problematic content, and may even result in a shift of content produced towards committed audience, according to the researchers. So I found that to be highly interesting. Yeah.
And disturbing.
Sorry, go ahead.
And disturbing, because now how do you get them to, what would motivate them to quit? They can go around the system as far as being monetized. I mean, what you gonna do?
You don't. I'm sorry to say that they are a lost cause.
Yep.
I, for one, am not interested in trying to rehabilitate anyone with deplorable views, because many of these people have shown they can't be rehabilitated. And we're often the ones on the side of right. We're often the ones sitting there trying to convince them to do things. All the effort is on our part. I can't want it for you more than you want it for yourself.
I'm tired. I'm not doing it.
And at some point you ignore them and they will most likely go away.
Absolutely, because they're looking for attention with these things. People make things to get eyeballs. So there will always be people who are in love with deplorable content just because they are in love with deplorable content.
Let them have their little corner of YouTube and go over there and play in your corner over there. We're over here.
Yeah. TJ said, let them have their little corner.
Yeah, exactly.
Have it.
The thing is, with I think it's a good thing for these mainstream channels like YouTube, etc., to demonetize them if they don't want. If they're not going to ban them outright, demonetize them so they can't profit off of hate or possible harmful things. So
And
they are harmful. Go ahead.
Let me clarify my answer, because with YouTube, if you watch it, you're contributing to their views. That makes their video rise. You're giving YouTube a signal. So that's why I say let them have their little corner. Go over there and ignore them and turn your back on them.
Right.
Now, if they're doing awful things, yes, report them. But what I'm saying is, if you watch every let's see that's giving them views. So
exactly, which is what they want.
You don't want to do that. Mm-hmm.
Add money from whatever from YouTube. They can raise money in other ways and use these videos as a conduit to doing that.
Yeah.
So let me keep going because I only have a couple of more left. TikTok star Kabi Lame will be the spokesperson for Pepsi's nitrogen-infused cola. Now, if you don't know who Kabi is, you better get yourself a YouTube account. And he is like the most followed person on YouTube. Currently, he has 135 million followers. It's 135.
Who is this again, Taji? I'm sorry. Who is it again?
Kabi Lame.
Okay.
So Kabi, you all probably know who he is if you're watching TikTok. He is the one that is silent. He doesn't talk at all, basically. So he will. Somebody will do something that's extraordinarily stupid or hard.
Yes, him.
Yeah, he'll do it in the right way. So he lives in Italy, I believe, but he is of African descent, and so he's now the spokesperson for. For Nitro Pepsi. So Nitro Pepsi is infused with nitrogen, and they call it the smoother way to soda. So it means it's less fizzy and smoother than a traditional carbonated drink. And interesting. So he is Italy's #1 TikTok star, and I think he's #1 on TikTok in general. So they've tapped him, and he's now the face of nitrogen-infused cola. Does anybody? I'm sorry, I'm not even good for you, Kabi, but who wants to drink cola with nitrogen in it?
I was just wondering, is this all a part of the whole space thing? I don't know whose idea was it. Has anybody tasted it?
And okay. They got nitrogen ice cream, nitrogen. I'm not
They don't put like in the ice cream, from what I know, because there's a place called Chill Spot around the corner from me, and they use nitrogen to cool the ice cream rather than it being inside.
A nitrogen infused cola is available at like a draft, but
hey, I put it on the screen.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a draft beer. So you know how there's a little bit of carbonation in beer, but it's not like overwhelming like a soda would be.
Yes.
So for people who want less carbonation, that's what this is for, the Nitro Pepsi. So it's smoother. But you can leave the top off of Pepsi and it will get flat after a while.
And so it's going to be less carbonation.
I don't know about nitrogen in Pepsi. Really quickly, I'm going to keep going on. Spotify says that it has paid out a record $7 billion to the music industry in 2021. They say, quote, the highest annual payment from any single retailer in history. That this is. It also said for the first time, over 1,000 artists generated over 1 million on Spotify. So why does this matter? It matters because, according to Axio, Spotify says that, quote, the music industry is healthier than it's been in a long time, and more artists are finding success more than ever before. Let's talk about revenue. Last year alone, revenue for the entire music industry, surpassed all years from 2009 to 2016, according to reports. So last year, revenue alone surpassed all of those years. Major record labels earned over $4 billion in profit last year, driven by streaming, while publishing rights holders earned over $1 billion. So, what does this suggest? That the bigger picture is that streaming has helped artists get discovered faster and grow bigger businesses on their own. Over 50,000 artists generated $10,000 from Spotify alone, the streamer says. Roughly 1/4 of artists who generated over $10,000 self-distribute to Spotify. So that's nice. I'm not trying to take away from it, but I don't know about you all. $10,000 doesn't seem like an awful lot. You spend $1 and it's $9,000 now. So it doesn't seem like an awful lot. And we already know Spotify has had its woes in these past few months. Mm-hmm. So that's what's happening there. And one last thing. Where are you? Those of you that are fans of Houston phenom Megan Thee Stallion and you like pie, well, guess what, all? She's got her own pie. Yes. It is called Megan Thee Stallion's Sweetest Pie. Now, she's got a song, a new single called Sweetest Pie with Dua Lipa. And so, you know, it has nothing to do with baked goods if you've ever listened to it. But there's a new collaboration. Those of you that know Gold Belly, do you guys know Gold Belly?
No.
So Gold Belly is actually a service where you can order baked goods from different bakeries at different places around the country. So you can get them delivered to you or send them as gifts. I've ordered before for people from Gold Belly. And so if there's a really great bakery that's on there that from Portland, Oregon, you can send it out to them. So of course it's not going to be cheap, but you get baked goods at your whim, basically. So Gold Belly has partnered with Megan Thee Stallion for Sweetest Pie, and it's called Megan's H-Town Hottie Pie. And it is a gooey, sweety, salty twist on the pecan pie that is loaded with coconut, pecans, and butterscotch chip with a dusting of gold. That's right. It's got gold on it. So it comes in a custom box with Megan's face on it, and it's a 10-inch pie that feeds 8 people, and it's available for purchase on Gold Belly's website for $59 plus shipping.
I knew it was going to be something once they put that gold leaf on there. What's up with that?
And that's a damn expensive pie. $60.
Hell yeah. Boy,
does that include shipping?
It does include shipping, Terry?
I'm asking, does it include shipping?
Shipping from Gold Belly is not cheap.
No, it does not include shipping.
It does not. It does not include shipping. So this is not her first foray into food. She actually collaborated with Popeyes to debut her hottie sauce, which is a bright orange, sweet and spicy sauce made with honey, apple cider vinegar, and Aleppo peppers. So she's done this before, but this pies is her new thing. It sounds like it's tasty, but I'm not paying $59 for glorified sweet potato pie. I mean, glorified
pecan pie. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I have for you today in media news.
Thank you.
Well, if y'all want to see, online, I just put up the Gold Belly, which is gonna get me in trouble. Thank you, Dr. Tachi.
Oh well, this is not this is. Oh, you mean get you in trouble?
This is the H-Town Hottie Pies 59. Oh, the video is playing. Let me see if I can get the sound to.
And today I am tasting the sweetest pie with Gold Belly. I am looking forward to this because I have not really eaten a lot of pie before. Like I've only had like sweet potato pie, pecan pie, a little bit of apple pie. I guess that is a lot of pie. Okay. Okay, so right now we're about to get into some pecan pie. I really say pecan pie, but somebody said pecan to me, so that came out my mouth. Sorry to all the Southerners. I know it's pecan pie. So I already know what pecan pie is. Now y'all got me saying pecan. Competition over. I know this is the best pie. I ain't got to taste shit else. I'm eating this whole pie.
Okay, this is 7 minutes, so I'm going to stop it. It's a 7-minute video. So you can get the pie, $59, 4 interest-free payments of $14.75 with Klarna.
Okay, now see, if you have to do a 4-pay to buy a pie, that means it's too damn expensive.
You need to skip it. It's not in your budget.
Somebody who does a 4-pay for this pie.
In all fairness,
Girl,
Klarna
TJ.
puts that on all
I love
websites. You can divide this up into 4 payments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they do. They do. I've used Klarna before, and it's actually pretty good. But I've used it for
not for pie. Yeah, and
very nostalgic. Like I feel like it is the pie of choice at the cookout.
Now let me ask the question: is this the same lady who did something with Cash App and she was blonde at one time, and she was talking about
the only sweet and sour thing
making money? She did, because she looks like the same lady. I don't know. Okay.
No, this is Megan.
Megan Thee Stallion and Cash App. Maybe somebody else knows. Let me
Oh,
look.
I don't know.
I think she was talking about crypto or something on their behalf. And I was like,
so that's like the plus.
Who is this lady talking about money or something?
Texas trash pie.
That's interesting.
So she might be doing like Shaq and lending her. Go ahead, Dr. Tati.
Right.
Bitch, I couldn't even tell you all the ingredients that's in here. But they working together very well. They having like a body party in my mouth right now.
Yeah, that's what I
collaboration. Yeah.
Well,
I think I might like this better than I like Cash App. Help.
Well, if you have to lay away a pie,
Gold Belly really put me on.
You need to reconsider.
This shit is crazy. I would have never ate a trash can pie.
You got to put a pie in layaway. Okay,
okay. So she's the spokeswoman, kind of like what Shaq does with the insurance and the something else and something else and something else.
Mint flavored ice cream or nothing like that because I feel like it tastes like toothpaste.
It kind of reminded me of remember the patty pies that everybody, the Patti LaBelle's pies that she did exclusively at Walmart, which I think they still do.
Yes.
That was the big thing. This is what this reminded me of. Although it's Patti LaBelle actually cooks, so it made sense. I don't know. Maybe she cooks, but that's not
she
what
didn't
she's
cook
known
this
for.
one.
So
okay, interesting.
Yeah, I never heard of this Gold Belly, and I'm looking like you can get Philly cheesesteaks. You can get lobster, all kind of stuff delivered, and like Dr. Tati said, it's not inexpensive. It's very expensive.
Okay, DoorDash is trying to do the same thing, and I'm saying that facetiously because I probably need to order from Gold Belly before I order from DoorDash. But
right, right.
You know, the thing is, I think with Gold Belly, it's the not necessarily exclusivity of it, but they're dealing with craft bakers and restaurants that are, some are like smaller, but they're like high end, in a way, more crafters,
right?
Food, rather than just like fast food. So I think that would be the difference between them and like any of these other delivery services. Although some of these other delivery services may deliver from those places, but this can get shipped all over the country, which is cool.
Right. I look at this as like branded food because like there's a certain pizza in Chicago that I forgot the restaurant, and you can get that pizza. Like it's not just any pizza, it's that pizza. Or they got a Lobster Shack roll kit that comes from this specific place. So that's why I said it's like to me it seems like branded, like it's branded food. Like it's not just any. If it's not any cheesesteak, it's from Philly, from Pat original Philly cheese from Philly.
Right. Not no perpetrators.
Right. So that's why I'm like, okay.
And really quickly, what I ordered was actually we ran a conference for a company, an organization, and as the thank you, what we did for the president and VP is we ordered some cookies from Gold Belly, and so we found it's a Black organization, so we definitely wanted to use somebody, a company that was Black owned. So we found a Black owned bakery, and they had these fantastic cookies, and it was quite a sizable amount for what we paid. So we didn't see it as expensive. It's because we ordered a whole box of cookies, it probably would have been about that same price in person too. And we just had it delivered to them, and it was, it's a nice touch as a gift, and it gives business, to the companies that are on there. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Because I see like Venero's is on here. Like Venero's is a big deal bakery in New York City. So I was like, oh, Venero's is on here. So like, and Wolfgang Puck and stuff like that. So yeah. So if you got a craving for like Venero's, the cannolis, they have the best cannolis. You can get them. You can get them delivered. Or the cheesecake, or they, the different things that they make. So
nice.
I'm looking at gumbo. I'm looking at
yeah. So there's lots of stuff.
So we are not responsible for the hunger.
That's I was like, thank you. I'm gonna be looking at this going,
like for a special occasion.
With Gold
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because like if you wanted, like you guys said, something high end, there's something that I always wanted to try from New York instead of me flying there.
My thing is chocolate babka, and I'm like, okay, do I want to go downtown and get it, or can I just order from here? But I'm just saying, it's just me. Like, do I want to go and search and pick it up, or do I want to have it delivered? And because it might be cheaper than DoorDash or Uber Eats.
Probably is going to be cheaper than DoorDash.
Yeah.
Well, I have a feeling that it's going to be packaged better and give you more of an experience than just something from DoorDash.
Right.
Really well.
Channel chocolate vodka. She said chocolate babka.
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 You said babka, right?
Babka.
I just have to say to that, Terry, if anybody is New York, you are New York. You have said cannoli. You have said chocolate babka. You.
And I said Venero's. Venero's is like one of the. Venero's is like an old New York kind of bakery.
Hat off to you, Miss New York.
Those are the things that I love. So I was like, oh, they got babka. Do I want to get on the train and go get it? Or I can get it this Tuesday. I can wait. But it's like, it's like that kind of thing, especially with, stuff is going on with the subway and the buses here. So like, I don't really want to get on them. Do I want to take a Uber and go pick it up? So I'm just saying, my mind is going, okay, I want some babka, because it's like something I don't eat all the time, but it's delicious. It's like a chocolate bread. Okay, all right, we're getting off.
Yeah, because it's lunchtime now.
We're getting off the subject, but
all right. So this has been an outstanding conversation. I want to thank everybody for joining in. All of you who are watching live. Tasha says, my favorite treats, New York City in the room. And then Kevin says, you better go to Trader Joe's and get a chocolate babka and hand deliver it to your friend for a small fraction of the cost. Use the Gold Belly.
But I'd have to go. I don't have a Trader Joe's. I'd have to go. So that's what I was saying. There's things going on with the transportation. I'm like, do I want to, is it worth it? Or do I just have them bring it to me? No, just.
You better eat some arugula and just be happy.
I'm loving the looks of these cakes, though.
It looks delicious. I'm like,
for like a special birthday gift or something, you might want to.
Right, because see, I'm saying I don't eat a babka all the time, so I might get one and go, okay, do I want to go get it, or do I want them to? First world problems.
Yeah, you know what? Treat yourself every once in a while if you feel for special occasions or whatever. Or guess what? We're not judging, even if it's not a special occasion. Go on and treat yourself. Though I'm with Kevin, I'll go to Trader Joe's and get the babka from Gold Belly.
I didn't know Trader Joe's had some babka. I'm gonna have to go talk to my local Trader Joe's. I don't know. One thing I wish Trader Joe's would do was deliver. Seriously.
See?
But they're like, we will never do that. That's what the dude in the store told me. I was like, really?
And see, and now I got babka on the brain, because there's a place in the Bronx that has the best chocolate babka, and I'm like, do I want to try this one or the one? So I got babka on the brain. Like,
so now you're gonna have to post. And Kevin says there's an app called Dumpling, and you can get Trader Joe's delivered through that. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank
Yes,
you. See?
I've done that before.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna see if they got that in California, because I'm like,
Thank you, Kevin.
thank you very much, because I shop from Trader Joe's, and you know, I prefer to. I'm got used to Instacart, so.
Yeah, now the thing with dumpling that's cool, sorry to take up more time, but the thing with dumpling that's cool is like these are really, as opposed to, yeah, they're using the app, but they have their own independent businesses, these shoppers. So
Okay.
they're you know, it's not just like with Instacart where you're
Right.
just driving for Instacart. They're their own independent businesses.
Right.
So the lady I use, she's really great when I have to when I don't feel like going. And it's terrible because Trader Joe's is literally a 3-minute drive from me. But if I'm doing something and I can't get there, then I will use her. So, but keep in mind, because it's like individual businesses, you probably are going to be paying a little bit more.
Yeah, but
right.
You know, so
I don't mind. I'm paying. Well, I was paying DoorDash. The money that I used to pay DoorDash, I can pay to Dumpling and get my Trader Joe's.
I'm looking at this dumpling. It looks, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that one. Thank you, Kevin. There's a reason why I showed up today.
We're gonna be full and lighter in the pockets, but it's okay.
But I just learned, we learned about some apps that can help us get done what we need to get done. This is good.
Exactly.
So thank you, everybody, for tuning in today, live and on the replay in the Clubhouse. We'll be back on Monday. Is that the first Monday coming up?
I believe so.
Already?
No, I think we got one more Monday.
You have one more? Okay.
Yeah. Because I was like, wait, what day is
It's
it?
April already? Oh, next week.
Next week it'll be April.
Next week will be April Fool. Okay.
Yeah. So thank you all for tuning in live. We'll be back. TJ, you can catch her every Tuesday at 8 a.m. Dr. Tachi on Mediascope, and then back here again on Fridays. And we're here Monday through Friday on Biz Chicks. So come on back, tune in again. We're looking forward to our next opportunity. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Terry?
I just want to say that if you're interested in becoming a part of our community, you can text Biz to 33777. And we want you to know it's okay to be successful in your business and go to the front of your own line. Have a great day, and we'll see you Monday. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.